Alrighty, hi there everyone. Just wanted to do a little quick stream because my Hero Realms stuff has arrived, and I'm aware that at least Europe, I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but Europe basically distribution centers have not been able to ship the Hero Realms stuff due to global situation. So I figured it'd be kind of cool to do a bit of an unboxing. I did get the everything tier, so I can kind of go through all the product that's been shipped, and that way, those of you who have been a bit unfortunate not been able to receive it, you can at least see what's in there. Because well, I've not played Hero Realms. I've played some Star Realms, but I found it kind of hard to visualize exactly what I was going to be getting. But also when people do when I was younger and New Zealand was a little bit more disconnected, we tended to get things a week or so after other places in the world. I always enjoy watching other people unbox it. I would get a bit hyped for it. Give me something to look forward to. So without further ado, we'll start with a few of these small boxes and we'll just crack on. So we'll start with just what I'm going to assume is the standard Hero Realms box. So this here will not be new to anyone that is played the game before. But in there, I'm imagining we're just going to find some core rules. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend ages going through all the stuff that I'm pretty sure is old, but we will. Sorry, just moving things around. Have a little crack through. So Hero Realms, put that there. I got your rulebook, and then in here we'll have our core card sets. So Hero Realms, I assume everyone watching is aware of what it is, but just in case some folk aren't, it's a deck building game. So there's a neutral sort of deck of cards between the two players. It's kind of primarily for two players, but there are ways to play it with more. I'll just de-plastic. I'm gonna need someone to put all this. Actually, in the big old Ziploc bag. Now there's packing peanuts everywhere. Alright, there we go. Got a little rubbish bag on the go. But yeah, it's a deck building game, so there's a neutral sort of deck of cards, and they basically float down between the players like a river in poker. And you can buy from there, and when you buy one gets replaced. So it's not like Magic so much, where you have your own collections of cards and you play against each other. You are sharing the pool. So if one person has more cards than the other, you could just use their deck, or you can include or exclude expansions that you own. With having the everything tier, obviously I've got now every expansion. But yeah, so this is going to be the plain deck. There's 4 kind of sets or houses of cards. I think at least there were for Star Realms. So there's blue, green, red, and yellow. Again, can't speak to Hero Realms itself, but in Star Realms, red thins your deck out, so you can remove things from there. Yellow helps you with basically card draw. Blue helps you with regaining your life total, so you can continue to live. And green just tends to do shed loads of damage to whoever is unfortunate enough to be on the receiving end. And you kind of get combos. So we'll look at this yellow card here. It does 5 damage base and draw a card. This here might mean you have to discard it. I'm not too sure. Maybe you tap it. I'm not certain with that one. Again, Hero Realms itself will have some terminology I'll have to learn. But this symbol here I know, and this means that if you have already got a yellow card down, Other than this guy, he would also regen you 6 health. So, yeah, that's, I guess, the Hero Realm summary, and now we'll just sort of go in. So, like I said, I don't want to spend too long on the stuff from the base game, because I'm sure many people who would be interested in this have already played the base game, and me guessing and drawing false comparisons to Star Realms is probably not going to be that informative nor entertaining. So, yeah, there's the green faction, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff. This is how they track your life. It's kind of cool stuff there. But yeah, that is the base game. So we'll just drop them back in there, and we'll box that up. So you've been able to get that one for quite a while. Rulebook. And that will be a good starting point for me and Lani later. I will set stuff that we have opened over there for now. Amazing. Right, so next thing that seems to make sense to go through. You got all the hero packs. Basically, these would assign you a class and change your playstyle. Because you'd no longer be generic person. You would be a cleric, or a ranger, or a fighter, or a wizard, or a thief. Okay, very satisfying to open. Pack cracking, even when they're not randomized, is good. So we got ourselves a cleric, double-sided card. One side is like a male fella, one side is female. Kind of nice touch. Followers, spike mace, pearl beads, and some gold. So I assume that this is like a starting deck. Then you get resurrect and bless, and oh, custom life tracker. I didn't expect that in there. That's pretty cool. They're double-sided as well. Although they're functionally double-sided, so one side represents lower health, other side is for when you get really up there in health, which, as a guess, I would assume the cleric is probably going to be getting up there in health fairly often. I should probably put the cleric card at the front, just so they're kind of encapsulated, and that prevents any mess. Ranger. We'll go into a little more detail on stuff that I'm pretty sure was new in the Kickstarter, or at least stuff that's not been out for a while. For things that were like these hero packs that were out before, I won't take too long. So Ranger, he's got black arrows, hunting bow, handful of gold, horn of calling, headshot, track. Oh, the glare's a bit much. Let me see if we can tone down the light. Can we do... That one there seems to be best, doesn't it? There you go, bit less glare. So headshot, track, and again the health tokens and the range token is double-sided, so you've got female and male, which is very sweet. Just stack them over there. Next up is the fighter. Back of my ruby, looks like it's excess. There's a little bit of scuff on that one there, unfortunately. That's all good. So we've got the fighter, male on one side, there's your female one on the other. High damage, I'm kind of expecting. We'll put those to the back as well. That's just our health tracking, longsword, some gold, a throwing axe, a little shield bearer so you can tank, and a ruby, which is I don't think we've seen any of the others with like extra money. The Hunter, I think, looked like he had some card that you hire people for less. You know, your next hire was less money, so... But I don't think we've just seen unconditionally more money yet. Maybe we have, and I'm just haven't noticed it. Next up, Wizard. In we go. Okay, it's pretty it's like decently strong and kind of tough packaging, which is always nice. Because these will be set up in stores. I mean, they have been, so shut them to the back. Right, Wizard, Merlin male type wizard, and then you've got a more sort of sorceress type deal going on. Fireball. We will find a way to make the camera happy. If I just hang on. It's gotten really overcast. I wonder if I just turn this off. Is that actually just going to be better? Yeah. Right, that works. So yeah, you got your ubiquitous fireball, channel, bunch of gold, components, ignite, a fire staff. There's a cat familiar. It's kind of fun. Looks like it can kind of do a lot of stuff. Little buffs here and there. And last up, we got the thief, who is not wanting to come out. Let's have a look. All right, just pop that down. All right. So there's a female thief on the front there, and male thief on the front there. So the female one's more city rogue. This is more Robin Hood. Or well, we've got twin daggers, so I guess Legolas. But you know, heist, pickpocket. Got your health cards, which again I'll put to the back of my stack. Couple rubies there, throwing knife. And they combo up for each knife you've already played. So there's a kind of combo mechanic in there for them. And, yeah, of course, your health cards at the back. Pretty sweet. And that kind of concludes us through the heroes. Next up, what have we got here? I think these here are going to just be the standard expansions now. So we've got Ancestry. Open these bad boys. Place a dwarf, elf, ogre, all small folk. Alright, so this is like a racial 20 new Ancestry cards. Okay, so yeah, you get a race. So I guess you could combine them. I will look. We got a little rules book, very small. It's a tiny pamphlet, so you know, I like expansions with small rule books for games like this. Let's see, dwarf again, males and females, always nice, pretty good touch. Elf, cool. An ogre. Very cool. And an orc. Kind of nice how they're all like almost mirroring the same stances as well. Like I don't know if the other ones were. Probably would have been good to note that. I guess they're not. But like the dwarves and stuff seem to be stood in the same way. Oh, small folk. Okay. So you got like a spread of races in there. That's quite cool. There's lots of like as a game, Star Realms and stuff already has a good amount of replayability, but it seems to be even more in here. Right, so we've got Pick, Hammer, and Hammer Strike, which I only assume go with the dwarf. Elf has Elven Wisdom, Elven Grace, and Sunstone Brooch. Right, and it's identifiable by the art in the top, and I'm sure the rules are like take these cards. So I should probably put them in an order. We've got Crush You, Shiny Rock, and War Club. Which for the Ogre, we've got Battle Rage, Bully, and Ragged Blade. For the Orc. And then we've got Hide, Burgle, and Friendly Banter. For the small folk. Alright. We'll scoop them all up. We'll kind of layer them on top. That's a cool little expansion. Adds a bit more variety to your game setup. And I don't know, tailors you going in with some new strategy. Okay, let's have a nosy. Oh, sorry, oh. Okay. If I just turn on that light and wait for it to get going, we'll see if that's improved. So next up we've got Conquest. Undertake a noble quest and emerge victorious. Each quest gives you secret objectives. Complete them and you earn a magical artifact to add to your deck. Finish all 3 and you win. Okay, so it adds like an objective game mode. Because normally in these realms-based games, you are ultimately just trying to kill the other player, right? Like, or blow up their planet, but depending on the game. But you're basically trying to kill it. Okay, lovely tiny little rules pamphlet that feels the exact same as the previous one. So that can go over there. Alright, let's see. So they have, we got 2 different backs. I was going to check to see if they had a different backing. So you got new things. These are presumably, yeah, these are your artifact items. You've got Artek's Bones, Cap of Quickening, Kemlo's Ring, a Moonblade, Scrivener's Quill, and Spellbinder. So I can only assume that these are all rather on the powerful side. Interesting to see how powerful. I'll put them down there for now. And then we've got some quests. We've got Defend, Drain, Fortify, Inspire, Loot, and the Ritual. Only 6 quests, and it did say I had to complete 3. I wonder how and whether these would work in their multiplayer formats, or if these are only meant for the heads-up gameplay. Whether you start with 3 quests at the start, or whether you, when you complete one, it goes away, and I don't know. Let's not shuffle them up. We'll pop them on top there. But that's a cool. Oh, was that? Did we just have? Pardon me, I'm just going to double check. So that was actually Hero Realms. That was Journey's Conquest. Right. Okay. So there's actually multiple Hero Realms Journeys boosters, which I'm now realizing. I'm just going to very quickly check because the Kickstarter was the Journeys. Right, okay, so I will go through that Conquest one properly, since that appears to be the main part of this Kickstarter. So I will go back over that, don't worry. Sorry, just trying to get the right stuff open. Here we go. Alright, so we got Artek's Bones. Put a champion, basically you have to burn it to put a champion from your discard pile on top of your deck, and when you acquire this card you may put it on top of your deck, so you can basically use it pretty much immediately. So it's a nice little resurrection thing. It also gives you 3 gold when you play it. The Cup of Quickening, you can prepare a champion or draw a card, and when you acquire this card you may put it straight into your hand. So it looks like when you acquire them you get to use them quite quickly. Kemlo's Ring just lets you draw a card, and when you acquire it you put it into your hands. There's a little bit of acceleration for you, and it appears to be bound to blue, so you can kind of help you set up combos. The Moonblade is 5 damage, and whenever this card goes on your discard pile, gain 5, so 5 damage and heal 5 basically when you play it, which is pretty strong. Scrivener's Quill, 2 gold and 4 healing, and you may discard it or bin it basically to prepare a champion, and when you acquire it, you can put it on top of your deck. So you can't actually ready the Moonblade earlier, but it does seem quite potent. Spellbinder, 4 damage. Whenever this card goes to your discard pile, draw a card. So that's pretty nice. And then your quests are defend, have 2 or more guards in play at the same time. This is trigger a red ability. This is drain. Fortify is trigger a yellow ability. Inspire, play 3 or more actions in a single turn. Loot, acquire 4 or more cards in a single turn. And the ritual, sacrifice 3 or more cards in a single turn from anywhere. So it is worth noting, one of the colours didn't get, 2 of the colours, blue and green, did not get a quest, but you never know, they may be in a thing. Each faction got an artifact. So yeah, interesting. We will probably see blue and green getting their own ones in another pack. We will continue on. This is Hero Realm Journeys Hunters, and that first one was Conquests. All right, so we get this bit of crinkle ASMR. Alrighty, in the bag. Let's have a look. Again, little things. Actually, you can see more advertising than rules. In fact, some would say it was entirely advertising and not rules. Oh, it's a product guide. Here, get out of here. Right. I'm assuming everything on here is self-explanatory, or it just goes straight in the deck. Confiscate. So we've got yellow card, red card, green, blue, yellow, red, blue, green. Right, so we've got 3 of each faction. We'll go through. Did we get 3 blues? Yes. Right. So champion, action, champion, action, champion. Right, okay. It's a good mix of cards, and they're all around. So first up, champion, Andal the Valiant, human warrior. Draw a card, prayer no champion card. Confiscate. You may acquire a card with a cost of 4 or less for free. And if you've already played a yellow card, you may heal 6. So it looks like yellow might be the healing faction in Hero Realms instead of blue, because I've seen a lot of healing on yellow cards. You may acquire a card with the cost of 4, so that's the same. Fetid Imp, we got 2 of these, and we got 1 Demonic Cloud. So we've got 2 lesser ones and 1 greater one. Yes, okay, there we go. We've sussed the pattern. So we've got 2 Fetid Imps. Sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile. I wonder if this just means tap, like Magic. Like you can they sit there and tap. Yeah, because they're guards. So I wonder if they'll be like the bases. So these guys, I presume, they'll cost you 2 to buy. But when you play them from your hand, they don't get discarded at the end of the turn like everything else. And this will be a tap effect. And I wonder if they're tapped, whether they can't guard anymore. So kind of Magic-like, or if it's just a tap it, so you do it. No, you can only do it once per turn. I'll have a look. Sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile, and they're both guard 3 for 2 health. That's pretty good, just with the 2 and the 3, based on Star Realms. Although they don't do damage, so yeah, maybe it's just a way to wheel through your deck. So 7 gold, 7 damage, deal 4 damage to each opposing champion. Draw a card. That's very good at multiplayer. And if you've already played one of the red cards, or any red card, sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile. So yeah, red appears to still be thinning. I imagine that is the terminology for basically biffing it. We've got 2 Pathfinders who tap for 2, but they're not guards. I don't know. You get 2 gold if you've already played green cards. And these guys, the Pax Fury, do you do 7 damage. You may discard any number of cards. Draw a card for each card discarded this way. Very cool. We've got Lenka the Hunter, who's an ogre champion. 4 damage there. And if you've already played a blue, you can stun a target champion. And she comes with 2 Thrashes, which stun target champion or do 4 damage, which is pretty versatile. Right. Very keen to break this out later, and play a proper game of it. That'll be pretty sweet. Right, next up, Hero Realms Discovery. Oh, Journeys Discovery, I guess. Pardon me, not the camera. Many subtitles required. Right, looks like more quests, which is good, because that's what I was sort of concerned about. Quest to discover powerful artifacts. Same deal as before. Same blurb. On the other one, it was brave new champions and powerful new actions. Ogre Bounty Hunter, Valiant Knight, or Fury of the Wilds. Right. Yes, that's like a special hero pack. Was that last one, which makes sense. But yeah, okay, let's see. So we got quest and artifact rules again. Looks the same as the one that you've already got, but that's okay. Makes sense. Let's look at the quests first. The call, trigger a green ally ability. Discover, acquire an item, a champion, and an action in a single turn. Trigger a blue ability for the hunt. Persuade, sacrifice one of your cards from play and a card from your hand or discard pile in a single turn. Rally. Oh, so sacrifices from play, whereas... Oh no, from card you discover... I don't know. But that seems to be more red oriented, although I'm sure each of the other ones are more oriented to other factions as well. Have 3 or more champions in play at the same time, and that's for rally. And for unify, play cards of 3 or more different factions in a single turn. So cool, just some nice kind of quests. Just gives you something to, I guess, aim your deck around. Decanter of Souls, 2 gold. You can biff it for 4. And whenever this goes to your discard pile, you may put a card that was already there on top of your deck. That's pretty cool. Dragon Shard heals you for 6. Whenever this card goes into your discard pile, you may acquire a fire gem for free and put it in your hand. Phoenix Plume, $2. Draw a card, discard a card. Target opponent discards a card. And when you acquire this card, you may put it on top of your deck. Shadow Tome, 3 damage, draw a card. When you acquire this card, you may put it on top of your deck. And Staff of Radiance, stun target champion or draw a card. And when you acquire this card, it can go straight to your hand. And Starlight Prison, 3 healing, 3 damage. When you acquire this card, you may put it into your hand. Gain 1 from each faction there. So nice and well rounded. The quests were not, but obviously these are kind of intended to be bought and played all together. We have one more Journeys pack. Oh, and then we got the promo pack, which I guess we should probably go through at the same time. I'll just make sure there's those other campaigns. Sweet. So we'll go through the last Journeys pack here. This is Travelers. This is another hero one. Mighty new champions and bold new actions. So that appears to have been all of the objective stuff. Okay, let's have a look-see. So these are just new heroes to spice up the decks. Another product guide. So, right. Is it the same? Sway. Con Artist, the Slayer, the Seeker, and right. Okay, we'll put the cool thing up front. Okay, Bounty Collection action, $3, and you may put the next card you acquire this turn into your hand, and you draw a card. You got Con Artist. 2 damage, or gain 1 for each champion you stun this turn. We got 2 of them. Pretty cool. Peleus the Seeker. He's a guard. He's a champion. 3 damage, or put an action from your discard pile on top of your deck. And he's got 2 Daring Escapes, which are target opponent discards a card. You may put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck and pick him to draw a card. So nice sort of card shenanigans over there with green. Over here we've got Fearless Charge and Veteran Squire. Rarer one here seems to be the action. So 5 damage, 5 healing, draw 2 cards, and you can discard it or biff it to prepare all of your champions. That seems like a very big power swing card. Gain 2 damage for each champion of the yellow faction that you control. Doesn't have guard or anything, but very kind of potent swing there. And here we've got Alara the Slayer, and she has 2 sways. Oh, pardon me. Her abilities make 2 gold or deal 2 damage to each opposing champion. And we've got her 2 sways. Make 3 gold, and champions you acquire that turn cost 1 less, and you've got 2 of them. So she seems like more of a leader who would go along hiring henchmen, which is kind of a cool concept to build your deck around. Alright, well, that concludes the Journey's little boosters. We got the Kickstarter promos, and there's another like sealed deck of mysteries. Not too sure what this is. I can go and check the Kickstarter if need be. It's a co-op challenge, so I'm guessing it's just some like bonus Kickstarter stuff, but who knows? Who knows? Let's go through the Kickstarter promos, just because I may recognise some of them as cards that you've already opened. But I've seen some of the art for these promos, and they look gorgeous. Okay, bit of ASMR. Alright, that's nosy. So, on the front here, just a promo. Rules. Cloak of Night, Divining Wand, and Shimmering Steel are artifacts. Diplomacy, Havoc, and Patrol are quests. Rules for artifact and quest cards can be found in Hero Realms Journeys, Conquest, and Discovery packs, or at herorealms.com/journeys. Half Demon, Demonic Strength, Hellfire, and Demon Blood are Half Demon Ancestry cards. Rules for Ancestries are found in the Ancestry pack and at herorealms.com/ancestry. Half Demon Health gain penalty applies once per effect. For example, use the Tithe Priest. Don't lose to rules. But alright, so we got they're not just replacement cards, because I wasn't sure if that's what they were going to be. I will put them with my rules cards. My rules booklets rather, but they are actually more content. Let's divvy these up. So we'll put all of that. We can use the backs of the cards. It'll be quicker. Alright, oof. Was it just the Half Demon? Was that their only Ancestry card, or was the Half Demon, Demonic Strength, Hellfire, and Demon Blood? Oof. There we go. And where are these artifacts? Artifact. 3 artifacts, 3 more quests. That's actually quite a lot. Like, if you went with the Kickstarter, you get an extra 50% more questing content. Which, that's pretty cool. Feels bad if you're buying it in the shop, but maybe they'll be giving these promos away with future Kickstarters. Don't know. But man, there's a lot of green in there. All right, let's work through the generic cards first. Well, generic. We'll work through the Ancestry and the questing stuff. So, Half Demon. Whenever you gain health from another player, or a yellow card, yeah, yellow's definitely healing, gain 1 less instead. And same here for this side. Got more kind of similar sort of stance. Fire and Blade, pretty cool. Jagged Blade. Yeah, pretty nice. Nice set of art. Oh, no health tracker though, right? Was there a health tracker? Am I dumb? No, no health tracker. Which is strange, but to be honest, you don't need it. There's a generic one. You'll be fine. So we've got another class there. I'll just put that aside. Over here, new quests. Diplomacy quest. Trigger 2 or more ally abilities this turn. Have 4 or more action or champion cards in play. That's Havoc. And patrol. Gain at least 6 damage and 4 health in 1 turn. So, yeah. You've got your... I feel like I've seen a lot of Orcs and Ogres on the blue cards, but whatever the damage dealing faction is, blue or green, and yellow. You've got your Paladin, that's quite nice. For your items, for your artifacts, you've got the Cloak of Night. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, and whenever this card goes to your discard pile, your opponent discards a card. You pick the opponent in a multiplayer game. Make $2, draw a card, and when you acquire this card, you may put it on top of your deck. And the Shimmering Steel. 4 damage, choose a faction, this card gains that faction this turn. Ooh, when you acquire this card, you may put it into your hand. It's a card like that, the Needle Ship, I think it's called, if I'm remembering. It's the stealth ship from Star Realms, and it's quite a potent ability. Just being able to be like, you know what, if you're playing with like multiple factions in your deck. Alright, let's divide these into their factions. Maybe there's not more green, maybe it felt like it. Maybe there's 5 each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there's more green. But who knows how that's going to work. Alright. We'll start with yellow. Battlefire. For damage, draw a card. And if you have another yellow card, you may draw another card. A healer. If you play a champion this turn, including this one, gain 5 health. Ricard, Imperial Archmage. If you play a champion this turn, including this one, draw a card. Tithing, we got 2 of them. It's a priest action. You get yourself... Wow. That's pretty good. 2 health, 2 money, or 2 damage. Was tithing a penalty price? Okay, no, it's fine. So that's pretty cool. Next up, Asher the Resurrectionist. He's a human priest. If you play a champion this turn, including this one, put a champion from your discard pile on top of your deck. Draw a card and sacrifice a card in your hand if you've got the bonus. 2 of them. And we've got Enthrall. $3. Sacrifice a card in your hand to discard pile, or biff this thing and get yourself 6 damage. And we've got Julian Blood Guardian, which is a vampire champion. And if you played a champion in this turn, including this one, you sacrifice a card in your hand or discard pile. Next up, green. There's a lot here in this deck. Elven Fury, 10 damage, and target opponent discards a card. That is nice and potent. Looks like green might still be your damage dealing colour. 4 damage and draw a card, then discard a card. And if you've got a green alliance, your target opponent discards a card. That's your Elven Warsong. You've got 2 of them. Very in your face. Gornok Spinebreaker, a Troll Warrior champion. 4 damage. When you acquire a I'm going to call them Savage card, green card, you may put this card from your discard pile on top of your deck. If you played a champion this turn with Gruber the Wayfinder, if you play a champion this turn, including this one, draw a card, then discard a card. That's very nice. Jace, Songweaver, champion Elf Mage. If you play a champion this turn, target opponent discards a card. Alright, I wonder if that's a Magic Jace reference, because that's a very Jace thing to do. Wolf Lord, champion, human warrior. Gain 1 gold and 1 damage for each savage green card you have in play, including this one. And we've got 2 of them. Alright. Then, last up, we've got blue. We've got Davik, the lender. If you played a champion this turn, including this one, gain $3. Fair enough. He's also a card. We've got Illusionist, Human Mage champion. Put the next card you acquire this turn on top of your deck. And if you've got the Blue Alliance, deal 2 damage. We got 2 of them. Scandal. Draw 2 cards and stun target champion. If you can pull off your Alliance bonus, you can biff it for 6 damage. And Teague, the Breaker. If you play a champion this turn, including this one, gain 5 damage. So maybe blue is like fairly potent. Like it seems like quite potent with damage over in blue as well. And that pretty much sums up your promo pack. We've got this other sealed one, but I wonder if this is meant more for... I'll open it, but I do wonder if it's going to have more sort of co-op-y type stuff within, because the first thing is a co-op challenge, but maybe there's some other stuff? Question mark. Man, this one is sealed up tight. If only I had a knife. Okay, try to not damage the cards. Okay. Alright, so some challenge cards. I think these are promo as well because they've got the little P in the bottom. Oh, it's a few different ones. Oh my goodness, I don't know. So we got Tibus Guild Lord, the co-op challenge. There's also a solo play challenge. 2016. So I'm assuming this is like a previous promo pack, maybe from when they did the campaigns. You've got some zombie tokens in there, some Legionnaire tokens in there, Stone of Seeking, which is a magic item, Star Style Amulet, Book of Secrets, Blade of Conquest, Bag of Holding. And these look like... Just trying to... Oh. Are these... Do the Legionnaires become zombies? Oh, they're double-sided. Okay. So you just got some tokens. So Legionnaires and zombies. So something here is going to play with tokens. I'll have to learn how to play with that. That could be quite cool. Not necessarily, they may not be the same thing. Book of Secrets. You acquire an action or item of 3 times the paying its cost. These seem really... I can't see how these would work, but I'm sure we'll find out. I'll work that out. You got some... These look like cards that you can actually put into your main deck. Fire Dragon, the Summoning, Bounty Hunter, Robbery, Raiding Party, an Elf Lord, the Awakener, put zombie tokens into play. So the tokens are hers, presumably. Orc Shaman, Galloc the Vile. Yeah, he looks pretty vile. Guild Enforcer, Dragonfire, Devotion, Crime Spree, Bloodfang the Werewolf, Bjorn, the Centurion. You can either do 3 damage or put a Legionnaire into play. So there you go, that's where they come into play. Afterlife. So it does look like just a nice little bolster. You got some tokens to play with. These are treasure cards. When playing with treasure cards, shuffle onto your personal deck at the beginning of the game. Oh, so these go into your deck at the start of the game. I see. Maybe you will get a treasure card at the start. Don't know. I can look that up. Those are treasure cards that start in your deck. Then we have like a co-op challenge to play. Now, these are similar to the ones that you could do with Star Realms. It's to do with basically you reveal the top card of the deck, or it's the card that's at the very end of the river. And it gets discarded, and then he'll act based on the faction of the revealed or moved card. Don't remember exactly how else they play. We will see. So I'll put them in their own separate pile. We'll get this off of here, and we can look into what's next. We've got some boss decks. We've got the Lich, and we've got the Dragon. We'll look at the Lich first. I like Liches. They are cool villains and enemies. Let's have a look. There you go. Nice big hefty wad of cards. Let's have a look. See, Hero Realms boss decks rules. Alrighty, you got a big old thing to read. It can go over there. Got the Lich and the Lich's health trackers. It's very cool. Like Liches. We've got some gold. So they've all got the Lich symbol. So I'm assuming this is just his deck, which makes sense. That's what it said on the tin. So you get some money, frozen touch, gain damage equal to the starting size of the party. When playing at the boss, gain 3. Man. Perform a summoning, perform a number of summonings, get more money. Soul Crush, Soul Diamond, gain money equal to the size of the party. Abomination. Banshee, Ghoul, Revenant, Skeleton Horde. They deal damage equal to the starting size of the party. There's a few of them. Wall of Bones, which is just a big meat shield, bone shield. I get deal 2 damage to each opposing player. That's Wall of Fire. You got the zombie. Deep Insight, which is a soldier with 35 health. Draw a card, then discard a card. Heart of Evil soldier, 30 health. Perform a summoning. Soldier, 40 health. 2 damage or stun an opposing champion. 45 health. Acquire a card for the cost of 4 or less for free. 55 health. Deal 7 damage. Void, 50 health. Each opposing player loses 3 health. Corruption, Lich Power. Corrupt the city. When you shuffle your deck, count the number of cards in your deck, in your hand, and in play. Do not count cards from the Grimoire. If the total is 20 or more, you begin corrupting the city. The citizens begin to do your bidding, and you gain the power listed below. If the total is 30 or more, you have corrupted the city. Flip this card over. You can tap it to perform a summoning. I'm going to phrase this as tapping. It probably is something completely different, but I'll use that for now. Gain damage equal to the starting size of the party. When you flip it, you command the city. You've corrupted the entire city. It is under your command. This power replaces your corruption power for the rest of the game. Gain damage equal to twice the starting size. Okay, that's pretty cool. Hints, tips, and expanded rulebook from the bosses. There you go, there's a thing there. Lists what the deck should be. It's got 6 soldiers, a grimoire of 10, his lich power. So I guess these are the things he can summon. His creatures go in his grimoire, and his deck is smaller. Okay, very cool. That'll be fun. So I guess that's probably for a multiplayer format. You know, well, actually, all the cards are make pretty clear it's multiplayer. But we'll put him at the front. Yeah, clearly it's so that one person can play against multiple and stand up. It's kind of like the Nicol Bolas 3v1 thing that Magic did, but it's nice because it means you can have 3 less experienced players maybe play against 1 experienced player. Not sure how it balances, but I assume that's probably a good way to do it. Dragons are cool. I'm just more of a Lich person. Played a lot of Warcraft 3 when I was younger, and I liked playing. One of my favourite Pathfinder characters aspired to become a Lich. So that's all cool. Hero Realms boss sheet that can go up there. Getting some fantastic art. We've got the dragon. Dragon has just got hand size and starting health are based on the size of the party. Alright. Oh, so you can't just play 1v the boss. That is a thing. I guess, yeah, makes sense. Starting deck and a treasure hoard. And there are additional cards for starting deck if you're playing against multiple heroes. Okay, so this one scales quite differently. The Lich. I wonder if they came out at the same time or if one... Let's have a look. I'll check the back of the two decks. No, it just says play as the Lich, play as a dragon. Alright. Interesting, they've taken different ways to scale. I imagine, though, the dragon's attacks don't scale quite so much, whereas all the Lich's damage output scaled quite massively depending on... depending on the number of players. So we got amulets, so horde items, so these are all kind of skill checks to acquire. So I wonder whether or not I basically pardon me. I wonder whether or not the players try and steal these, and they just sit the dragon's hoard, and then as the fight goes on, you can try and steal them. Kind of cool. Some coins, 4 damage. Yeah, and it says on the cards that which is nice. It says on there, put this card into your starting deck when facing 4 or more heroes. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to always have the list on hand. Dragon's Tail, Elven Gold, Guild Mark, Horde. Reveal the next treasure card. If another player has more Horde items than you, steal one of them. Okay, right, so yeah, they can steal from the Horde, but you can take one back. You can take them off them. Cunning Blow, Dragon's Claw, Dragon's Claw, Dragon's Claw, Ruby, 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 Prismatic Diamond, Vial of Elven Tears. To me, it seems like this is more of a straightforward fight. Like, the Lich seems to be more... I mean, I guess as you'd expect, he's more kind of not so much give or take, but it's kind of less direct, whereas the dragon is just going to beat the crap out of you, and if you can steal his stuff and use it against him, great. It looks like he has got a slight balance back mechanics. If the players do steal an awful lot of equipment, he can take some back. But that's cool. It's another cool boss. Put that up there. Go join him. Alright, what have we actually got left? I think we've just got the boxes. So... in the interest of space, I may open up the guild, not the guild storage box, the adventure storage box. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit so we got a bit more room. Right. Because then we can start fitting some of the everything in there. It will hold your entire collection with or without sleeves. I will need to eventually sleeve these up, with room for spare for future sets and even a playmat. Use the included foam blocks to hold your cards firmly in place. The high quality plastic dividers included will allow you to separate your cards by set and or have a deck ready to play with dividers for market via Gem's personal decks and scorecards. For use with Hero Realms deck building game content, a bunch of dividers, oversized dividers, a promo card, 6 foam blocks. Okay, cool. I'm just going to cut this one open, and then we'll be right back on screen. maybe even could have started with this one. Now that I think about it, because now everything is everywhere. That's fine. I've kept them kind of divided. I've stacked them all wonky like. Some beautiful art on the front. I mean, I have to say, the artwork for Hero Realms is stunning. Whoever the artists are and the art teams, like, it's beautiful. Like, Star Realms has got some pretty stuff, but man, you just, I don't know, like, you can't beat just good fantasy artwork, can you? Look at that. Don't know if these are all cards or if they are newly commissioned pieces. Oh, yep, no, there's the Lich and the Dragon. There's more. Not the Dragon and the move the camera, the Lich. We got, oh man, it's really nice actually. Some orcs. That's kind of vampiric dude. Oh, these are the campaign bosses, I think. And then a big old pile of gold. Lovely. Right, that's beautiful. This is sizable. Like, I don't know, keyboard for scale. I mean, it'll hold everything, right? And then a mat, they said, and future games. Right, we're just opening it up then. Fighting vacuum pressure. Come on. Open. Oop. Knock the microphone with the box. Alright. Blam. Big old chunky box. Some dividers. Oh, a card. There's a card in there. We've got Bounty Hunt, which is an action. Is it just the one card? Yep, just the one card. Bounty Hunt. 3 money, 4 damage, draw a card. Cool. Another card for the collection. Right, so we've got some dividers. I'll go through and do these myself in my free time. Man, that is hefty. That is a brick of plastic. Like, that is, I don't know. That's like legitimately as heavy as my penknife. Maybe like a fraction lighter, not by much though. So yeah, these are nice, good, heavy dividers. And of course inside we've got just some nice big chunky foams, very firm foam, which is nice. Should hold up quite nicely over time. And if you find in the end that you don't need them, you can obviously, I do Warhammer and stuff, and I'm sure they'll work out packing for something else, or a sponge for some painting. Alright, you can go on the floor. Got no room for you on the desk. And last up, we just got the 2 campaigns. Part 1, Part 2. Ruin of Thrandar and The Lost Village. I don't even know if there are future parts of these campaigns or not. We'll have a nosy. Adventure awaits. A new adventure awaits. It's Hero Realms transforms into a cooperative adventuring deck building game. Go on a quest with your team of heroes, complete missions, earn experience points, do what you can that you can spend between sessions to gain new skills and abilities. Win precious treasures, including powerful magic items that you can add to your character's starting deck. 3 unique missions for 1 to 5 players. 150 game cards, 8 oversized master villains, rulebook and adventure book. You need Hero Realms and the character packs, which, well, we know we've got them. And then the Lost Village adds 88 game cards, 12 oversized master villains, 2 oversized challenge cards, and a rulebook and an adventure book. This is part 2. And this is the, it's dark when you arrive at the deserted village, your party is wary, a fog is rolling in. It would be wise to wait until morning to begin your investigation, but something pulls you forward. Okay, well, let's have a look. And again, these will obviously eventually fit inside the big storage box. But man, again, the art, it's so good. Such nice artwork. Come on. Fine, don't. I reckon it'll take 90 minutes. Might take a bit longer for the first one. And that's probably just per sitting. I highly doubt you'll buff through all the bosses in 90 minutes. Oh, maybe. Okay, Runa Thrandar. The rulebook, how to play a game. The adventure book, which is what, full of plots and mysteries. Yes, that's quite nice. Little bits of art, some full page art. Chapter 5, chapter 6. Storybook. It's like proper story going through. Man, that's pretty cool. And you've got a little page here that you could probably get off the internet. Just scribble down what your hero stats are. That's quite fun. And you got the rulebook. So too, they're not terribly thin. They're pretty hefty for the standards that have been set forward by the game so far. There's a lot of pages in them. Alright, so these will be oversized villains. We'll have a look at. I'll leave the rest of the cards sealed, just so that way they're going to be a little bit easier to deal with. I've already got enough decks of cards I have to sort through. Enthralled regulars. I'll get them in the shot and then focus. Enthralled regulars. Stop focusing on my keyboard. There we go. Enthralled regulars. Ruinous zealot. Vexing imp. Ruinous Archpriestess, that's the one from the front page, from the box art. Slaughter Claw, which is some kind of dragon or demon. Iggrash, the Insatiable, the Laughing Shadow, and Kakran, Flesh of Iron. Okay, just set that back on top. We'll pop them. Probably put them back in their box, in their little bag. Yeah, they fit quite nicely, actually. It's not like some games where you buy them and they technically fit. You know, they came in the bag, and it's a Ziploc bag, but yeah, it's a joke. Part 2. Let's have a quick look and see what sort of villains we'll be fighting, and we'll probably wrap it up. And I'll spend some time trying to divide things up and put them away. Lost Village, more books, bookages. You got your adventure book, you got your rule book. Very nice. Put them. Sorry. I have a stack of rule books. Oh, the stack's just gone on the floor. Very good. Alright, we got ourselves some more cards. What we'll do is we'll leave them separate. I was gonna say it gave us a thing for this, but also we'll probably need to separate them anyway inside the big box. Oh, they are double-sided. Oh, or is this a different challenge? Oh, it's Tibus Guildlord. Is it the same guy? 40 times players. 5. Yes, it's the same guy. It's just a smaller one. Oh, there you go. There's the rules for fighting him. Found them. They're on the back. Okay, that's interesting. That he's back again. This time in big card form. Not feeling very much like opening though, is he? Right. Got a Knife. What are we gonna do? Right, there we go. Come on. There we go. Into the rubbish bag with you. Do we have more of these? Yep, we got given a Hydra as well. So we've got a Hydra and a Guild Lord. Double-sided. Same on each side. Yes. Okay, so we've got a Hydra and the Guild Lord. Similar, well, same to the small one. They're just blowing them up. Alright. Well, they may have rebalanced, so I don't know. They do have different sides. 1 and 2. I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to figure them out when. Yeah, we'll have to work that out when we see the actual rules for the thing. But villains. We've got a maddened boar rampaging through the town. Charging bull, also rampaging through the town. Alpha wolf, also in the town. Why are there so many creatures in the town? A ram, also in the town. A raven in the town. An owl in the town. A bear in the town. Lots of animals, not many people. Beastmaster. Found out why everything's in the town. Crazy beast man. Really angry elf looking fella. Galloping elk form. Okay, so he turns into part angry elf man, part angry elk. Keening bat form. So there's a little like vampiric image that we saw. Then we have him turning into a snack, and then he turns into a speedray. That's quite cool. Very strange, but it looks like it just devolves into one just epic boss battle, which is kind of fun. And again, we'll keep them sealed up for now. And I'll look at putting those away. Well, now basically I've got a deck covered in cards. Sorry, a desk covered in cards. Cards, not cars. But I hope that gives you some idea of everything that was in the everything tier. Before I finish wrapping up, I'm just going to make absolutely sure that was everything. Because it would have been quite easy for me to miss something. But no, that does seem to be the lot. So, yeah, I hope that to those of you that were unable to receive it, that at least gives you some idea of the sheer volume of stuff that is on its way. Again, just as I got further and further through, more and more impressed by the artworks and things that are on these things. I'm really excited to play it. I really enjoyed Star Realms, and I think that the fantasy setting of Hero Realms is pretty sweet. Look forward to sort of seeing just how much replayability you can get out of this set. I imagine there's a lot, like between the classes, even just like before you even consider anything with the campaigns, or even some of the stuff that came out in the Journeys Kickstarter. You know, we already had races and classes and stuff. The nature of the way that the game actually functions by being draft based obviously gives you a lot of replayability right there. But you know, we've already had things like boss decks. The little challenges are kind of fun as well. Campaigns, man, the whole questing system is a really nice way to kind of get an alternate victory conditioning. One of the few things that sort of stayed the same, I guess, throughout all your games. The alternate goals to kill the other person. Well, now maybe it's not. Maybe now you just need to combo enough cards off and you can almost play it sort of solitaire style, and just hope that the other person doesn't slap you down before you get your to-do list done. Could be really fun. Don't know how it all plays out. Gonna need to do a bit of reading. I need to sort out all my cards first. I've got a brick of deck of card dividers to sort out. They're actually really pretty. We'll have a quick flick through them because they are lovely, like tarot size, just full art. Come on. More ASMR. They're really nice. They're like, I don't know what I expected, but they're really smooth and they're lovely. I don't know what to compare. It's like smoother than a credit card or something. It's nuts. Okay. Let's have a look through these. So you got your deck dividers. Again, nice touch. Gendered on each side. Really nice. Wizard skill and abilities. Setting and mastery. Okay. Thief deck. Man, I love the artworks. Actually, they are fantastic. So they're really nice. Skill and abilities. Ancestry. So you got your different races there. You got your clerics. Man, just all the art, like, kind of gets you excited to play with it. Cleric skills and abilities, very cool. You got the Dragon Boss deck. I should probably put them. I'll try and divide it a little bit. The Dragon Boss deck can go over there. So you don't want that in there yet. The fighter, man, yeah, just the art. I mean, this isn't even new art. It's just presented nicely. But it is lovely. Some fire gem deck. Right, so you got conquest, discovery, hunters and travelers. So I'm pretty sure those are the two questing ones, and these are your two kind of smaller expansions. I think I'm going to be quite happy to just kind of mix them all in. I assume that you can do that. Like, well, obviously you keep the quests and the artifacts separate, but I might separate them like that instead, like have quests and artifacts rather than dividing the two sub-expansions. Travels and Hunters, again, lovely artwork. So good. There we go, the Lich Boss deck. Yes. The Market deck, which I assume is just where you get your gold. Personal decks. Promos. Got a fair few of those now. Man, so good. Right, Ranger deck. Put that one over for the female art. And it is just such a good looking game, isn't it? And just the quality of the storage box. Like, a thick card. You know, it's not like some other storage boxes that have been released by certain other popular card games over the years that tend to disintegrate the moment you use them. You've got your Lost Village encounters, so I should probably stack them up in a way. So there you go, Lost Encounter 5. If we just reverse stack these. Really cool. Setting and mastery, not too sure Lost Village Treasures. Ruin of Thandar Treasures. Thandar 1, Thandar 2, and Thandar 3. So 4, 5, 6. So maybe you don't do all of them. Maybe it's like there's a creature. Maybe it's only a few fights. You don't necessarily fight every single nonsense one. So Thandar, 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 Lost Village, Lost Village, Lost Village. Right? Who knows? We've got our Lich decks. Treasures probably get the back, setting a mastery. But yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, yep, the challenge ones. All right, come on, oversized dividers. They're double wrapped. They're in a bag and then they're vacuum packed again into some. There we go. Right. Lost Village Masters, Ruin of Thandar Masters, challenge cards. Fantastic. So I assume actually these little cards make sense, would divide up some of the smaller cards that were in the boxes that I didn't look into. But yeah, look at that. Do we have the same art for both sides of this? Yeah, we do. So this is the same on both sides. This one is the same on both sides. And we've got the challenge cards show the Hydra and not the weird guild man. Spooky guild boy. So yeah, that is the big storage box. And yeah, I hope you're all staying, anyone watching this staying like safe and healthy, and things get back to normal relatively soon, so you can have your own huge box full of cards and plastic, because we all need this in our life. It's very important. But no, I'm really excited. Like they just it looks so good. All of it looks so good. And I do love a good deck builder. So with that, I'm going to wrap it here. It's been a long stream for just an unboxing, but I hope I've at least gone into detail on things that you wanted to see. If not, I guess you can leave a comment and I can happily go through. And, if I'm going through a second time, we can assume that I've read all of the rules and played a couple games. So I'll have the terminology down, as opposed to trying to piece some of it together from Star Realms. But yeah, with that, that'll be me. Have a good one, everyone, and hope to see you again some other time. Bye.